All right, we're here with Victor Popov, Director of Altitude Technology Systems and physiotherapist of Robbie McEwen. How's Robbie coming back after his crash last April?
Mate, it was a bad crash. He broke his bone in his leg 3 places, but he also ripped open his tendon. So he had a few issues. He had 3 surgeries, but he's coming back now pretty well.
So he's getting his speed back in the legs.
Yeah, he is. He's there or thereabouts in the sprints. He's happy with what's happening at the moment. If he can keep it going through to April and get through April, then he'll have a good year.
Okay, is he happy with where he's at the moment in the race, in the season?
For where he's been, he only really started training properly in November. So he's only had about 8 weeks of proper riding in his legs. He's doing a fair bit of altitude training, a few other things in the interim to keep him going. But he's just underdone as far as Ks go. But all these years are holding him in good stead.
So how has the altitude system gone for Robbie? I mean, this is quite unique. Has it been a big part of his rehabilitation?
Well, it's been a part of his rehab because you can actually do that sort of training when you can't go very hard. And so he's doing it fairly early, post-knee surgery or post the surgery on the bone. And he just sort of kept it going and ramped up the program over the last few months.
And does he spend most of his time in the bus, or is he got some special treatment?
No, the bus is a new thing. Launched officially tomorrow, but he's got a little system that he uses at home, and he's got one at home in Belgium.
Okay. So he has the gas mask system that anyone can sort of get hold of, can they?
Yeah, it's just a mask system rather than a gas mask system. But yeah, it's just a small home-based system. Plug her in, turn her on, and as long as you've got the right program, someone showed you how to use it properly, and we do that, then you're okay with it.
Fantastic. So what can the average, the World Masters pros of us Masters guys, what can we pick one of these systems up for?
Mate, we've got a tour down under special for about $4,500 gets you a system and gets you underway. It has to come with education, so you've got to learn how to use it, and we'll have a website up and running with that sort of info on it.
So is it? It really does make you go faster, and I suppose it cuts the time down that you have to be training out on the road.
That's the issue. It gives you something that normal training doesn't, because everyone knows altitude training works. Teams go to altitude camps all the time, but this allows you to have it at home and do it in blocks, where you do a bit of altitude training, a bit of normal training. Doesn't compromise your intensity, which happens at altitude because you can't train with intensity at real altitude. So it allows you to get the benefits of altitude training and not have to travel. And for your masters athlete, it's perfect because it's also time efficient. Half an hour at altitude is worth an hour on the road. So if you use it right, you save time. And the masters person has actually got a job to get himself through life. It really helps them out.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thanks for your time, and we'll chat with you soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So here we are inside the chamber. I can tell you, I am feeling fitter already, and I know that sounds cheesy, but explain what's going on in here.
Okay. So what we've got, as you can see on the screen, we're at 2,400 meters, just above that. The reading above is saying 15.6%, so that's the oxygen content. Now at sea level it's normally 21%, so we've reduced the oxygen in this pod, this unit, to simulate the altitude. Now we've got a safety device that all of our clients who train at altitude use, and this is what we call a pulse oximeter. So this measures my blood oxygen levels. Now we try and make sure that we're really not dropping beneath 80% saturation. So there you can see I'm around 93%, just stood. Okay, so with exercise I can drive that saturation a little bit lower into a training zone that really gives you some big results. So this is our health and safety right here. This is a very important training tool.
So you have to wear that whilst you're training for safety purposes?
Yes, yeah, that's correct. But also to make sure that you're in the right training zone, just like a heart rate monitor would. So it's not something you would need on all the time, but when I'm coaching, when I'm training, doing some personal training, I would randomly and intermittently check my client's saturation to make sure that we're in the precise training zone for the results.
So can you then do away with your SRM and your heart rate monitors, or is there specific equipment that you have to wear for this?
Yeah, this is just an addition because of the altitude. So we can say, okay, we want to see X amount of power, X heart rate, and X saturation. And we get all those 3 in line, and we know you're going to get the best benefit out of your training. And it can be interval based, so you don't have to be full on effort all the time. It can be a work-rest ratio of 1 minute on, 1 minute off efforts, or you can just relax and recover in the environment. A bit like the old process of train low, recover high. You can use that system, or you can do active altitude training as well. Combinations of the two work really well.
So this room that we're in obviously is for the big boys, the pros. For the general guy or girl at home that wants to simulate this style of training, what then do they sort of have to use? What pieces of equipment?
Well, we have mask-based systems, which is basically a mask that goes over your nose and mouth, and you breathe the low oxygen air, the altitude air, and those systems are pretty reasonable. You know, it's very, very quiet, very portable device that you can use at home. So this is, you know, like quite a very modern, it's a brand new unit right here. We've got facilities which can cater for up to 10 men. You know, we've got some huge altitude facilities, and we've also got single-man chambers. So we can develop a solution for whatever your altitude needs are.
Whereabouts are the locations of these altitude chambers around Australia?
We've got a great facility in Sydney at a company called TBC, which is the Fox Studios. We've got a company in Melbourne, Vibromania. They're based in Croydon and Docklands. Executive Excellence in Brisbane, they're a trekking and adventure company. We've also got different cycle facilities like NB Coaching in Brisbane, who uses it more specifically for the cycling and triathlete. So we've got just about in every city in Australia, there's a unit that you can go and train in.
So the official launch is tomorrow?
Yep, tomorrow 8 a.m. So we've got a big media launch tomorrow, and we'll be putting out the mask systems then, and taking everybody through the whole process and creating awareness, you know, because this is something that's brand new and people need to know about it. The pros have been using it for years, and now we're bringing it to the masses.
Yeah, it's definitely the next level of it's the next generation of training, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's got lots of other health benefits, as exercise has, you know. So you know, it's not just for elite athletes; it can be for anybody, rehabilitation, you know, obesity. It's got lots and lots of benefits.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, and thanks for the early opportunity to look around the room. And we'll drop down tomorrow and have a look at some of those masks.
Okay, are we going to have a workout now?
Oh. No, I'll pass tonight. I might go have a beer, I think.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good on you, mate. Cheers. Thanks, guys.